So, g'day people, how you going? This is Glenn, and have a look at my ugly mug. Yes, beautiful. So today, we're talking about banknotes, but specifically we're talking about the Australian war on cash. So, if you're not too familiar, the Liberal government wants to put through a ban of paying $10,000 or over to a business, or between businesses and businesses, or between a business and a person, to make a payment to over 10,000, then that would be made illegal. So essentially, your cash, current legal tender, we're not talking about that has been demonetised or taken out of circulation. Australia doesn't demonetise the banknotes, but in the UK they do, and that is a different story. We're talking about stuff that does circulate in Australia, but they're just making it illegal to pay over a certain amount. So I think that this would actually affect the coin collecting community and the banknote collecting community, and specifically those that like to stack silver or gold. So if you know anything about the Australian government does like to track people. I'm pretty certain that it actually does. They do have internet filters, so there are certain websites you can't actually get on. A lot of them probably have content that's probably racist or sexual or whatever in those lights, but I've seen them. I can't remember what website I was thinking about. BitChute, I think. I was looking at that website. You can't get on it through Optus. You have to go through a torrent. Oh, not a torrent. Tor browser or 111. And a lot of that content is just pretty much like you'll find on any other website, like a news website or YouTube. Sometimes they do have graphic content, which YouTube gets removed. But that's actually blocked, so BitTorrent. So go check it out. So, Australian government does like to ban things. And if you check out our laws, you'll see that they're actually pretty lenient to crimes of a certain extent as well. But anyway, the ban on cash. So $10,000 is quite a lot of money. For a lot of people, it's about 3 months' pay. But as we've seen in Europe, in Spain, I think it's like €1,500. In Italy, I think it's like 3,000. I can't remember France, it might be €1,000. So those limits are a bit low. So that's like 1 to 2 months. Oh no, probably a month's pay in Europe. If you use cash in Spain over €1,500, it's illegal. You have to use a card. And what do they use card for? Well, card, you can track people. Oh, I know where you've been. You brought this over that days. So that is a bad thing. And what else? It's actually quite hot out here. The main emphasis. The IMF issued a report in 2017 saying that a good way to actually get negative interest rates to work is to eliminate cash. So to eliminate cash in the society so everyone uses card. Then they can reduce the interest rates lower. I think they're 1.25 now. So it can make it negative. So when you put money in the bank, you're losing money because instead of them paying you money, they're taking money. And that's generally how the interest rates basically work. And if they eliminate cash, then people can't go to the bank and take their cash out. So if they do that, then they'll probably eliminate banknotes. Larger banknotes, probably keep those $5, $10 and $20 in circulation. But they will take this out, and this will affect our ability to collect these banknotes. So then high denomination banknotes become something of a past, and then they actually reduce our ability to collect these type of banknotes. Another thing that I said before is tracking. So if we wanted to buy something, just say they lower it to $100, so you have to pay everything $100 by card. So if you want to buy a coin, that's $110. You'd have to use card. I couldn't use this cash to actually buy it. So then there is a record. There's a record with the company, the bank, and also you have a receipt anyway. If the government goes, alright, we want to check your records. We want to see how much collector's items you actually have because we have a new tax. Ooh, collector's item tax. Awesome. That's just hypothetical. Don't get overboard. I'm just trying to exaggerate here, as people like to do. So then they can go, oh yeah, you bought this. Oh, you owe us that money. Oh, you sold this. You owe us money. Because basically, if you can't prove that you bought something for a certain price, and maybe sold it for less, you will have to pay. You'll probably have to pay tax because of your class as income. But that's the way the tax department works. And really, I've seen this because I actually buy and sell off eBay, so they don't care that I actually had a collection before. They just care that I've sold it and I've made some money, so then I have to pay tax on it. That's just the way it is. If I buy it and then I sell it, and I can prove I either sold it for the same amount of money, so I've made zero profit. If I made a little bit of income, I have to pay tax on that. If I've made a loss and I can show it, then I don't have to pay tax. So it's basically evidence rules. And if they ban cash, they can actually... it's also a little bit good for you. They can show you can buy and sell, but you can keep records of that anyway. But they can check on how much you buy, where you buy it, what you pay for it, so they can see how much you have, and especially for gold. So we know in the United States they actually banned gold once in 1971 or whatever. They banned citizens from getting gold. At that time it was all cash, but what if people bought it on card? The government goes, oh, we're banning cash, so we're passing a law also to allow us to check your cards to see if you bought gold. So then they can, ban actual gold. They can check to see who bought gold. Then they can go around saying, we understand you have gold. So we're confiscating it because it is illegal for you to own. Now Australia has not done that. We have actually withdrawn the sovereign being produced, but we've never actually made it illegal as far as I know. And that's how that can actually affect the banknote and coin collecting community. So I really do not like this cash ban, because one thing is going to tax your savings, your income, if they put negative interest rates, and also it will track whatever you're going to do. Even if you're just buying coins and banknotes for a hobby, they can actually track that. And I know a lot of people want anonymity, so they want to be anonymous. They don't want anyone knowing what they buy, when they buy, where. It's all about privacy. And we know that, under Nazi Germany, under communism, when a government likes to track you, it's really not a good thing. It's called repression. So anyway, I hope this video scares the hell out of you, because it should. Because as we've seen, these governments slowly becoming more repressive with the laws, with the AFP raiding journalists, just for doing stories. I don't think that those journalists would have breached national security, because I know they would have gone to jail if they did. But you know, these are different stories. I'm not going to worry about talking about, but they do indicate that our government is willing to trample on our civil liberties, which we don't have in the Constitution. But anyway, I hope it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, just type in cash ban and you'll get some videos. Especially watch the one from Walk the World. Very good and informative channel. As well as Money GPS. A little bit scaremongering, but you know, still a good channel as well, because they provide a lot of evidentiary based information. And just keep coin and banknote collecting, because this is a fun hobby.